Welcome, I'm Okie Ozark Piper, and this is Tobacco, Pipes, and More. Today we're going to do a review of the American Aromatic Cult Blood Red Moon. It's my first time trying this blend. We're doing it upon the recommendation of our good friend Johnson Cannon from the YouTube channel Once Upon a Pipe. We're going to put his link below so you can go and check out his channel as well. Johnson's been a good friend for a while via Facebook. We've known each other, and he's agreed to help us out today with this review. We're going to start it off with Richard. He's going to be taking a look at the cut and telling us a little something about the tin note. Stick around towards the end. We've got some other recommendations we think you'll be interested in. Take it away, Richard.
And this is it here. Now, there are three constituent tobaccos. There's Burley, there's going to be Virginia, and then Cavendish.
The texture of this blend is very nice. It is a rough cut, and so it's not as fine as some other aromatics that I have, like Scotty's Trout Stream.
As I go through this, you can see it's an uneven cut. We have some large pieces, we have some smaller bits. I tend to like these kind of cuts because they're unpredictable. You never know what's going to be burning in the pipe. You can get a big fat piece like that, and then you can get a string like this, and it just kind of adds to the chaos, and it's quite fun. One thing I wanted to talk about was that as an aromatic, Blood Red Moon has some sort of wetting agent on it. It could be propylene glycol, it could be some other substance, but it's present in there.
It is moist, as you would expect an aromatic to be, which lends to the question, should I dry it out? Well, I've never dried this out. I just take it right from the tin, and I load it. Believe it or not, it is very enjoyable. This blend smokes so well, so even, and so smooth that I don't necessarily have to dry it out in order to get a pleasurable experience from it.
And if you're someone who likes to dry their tobacco, that's going to be a little bit of a problem because it doesn't just evaporate. It takes quite a while.
Just as an experiment, I left some out on the kitchen table overnight, and when I woke up, it was still moist.
So, Cult Blood Red Moon. When we first open the tin, and I've got it jarred up already, yeah, we get a heavy cherry smell. Heavy, sweet, and right behind the cherries, there is chocolate, and I think a little bit of vanilla, like a bourbon vanilla, or a Madagascar vanilla behind there. Very pleasant, exactly what you would expect, inviting. You're thinking this is going to be a great smoke.
Few things are just worth mentioning for me is number one, the tin note. Immediately, since that's the first thing I do even before I load my pipe, is I examine the tin note, and I'm looking for something that will draw me in, something that is inviting to me. Is it pleasant? And actually this is.
Now let's take a pause here for just a moment and talk about aromatics. Aromatics, in my mind, come in two categories. You have the American aromatic and you have the European aromatic. The American aromatic generally is just burley based, and it has a very heavy topping. All you're really gonna taste in an American aromatic is generally just the topping. On the other hand, you have the European aromatics, and the European aromatics have a base of better tobaccos, finer tobaccos. They use Virginias, they're going to use Perique, they're going to use good tobaccos because they're going to play a role in the smoking. When you smoke a European aromatic, you're going to get a light topping. That topping's not going to be overpowering like you would find in an American aromatic. Now, by me saying overpowering, I'm not saying one's better than the other. What I'm saying is that's what you can generally expect. If you're wanting a cherry tobacco and you only want to taste cherry, you're probably going to want to try an American aromatic. But if you want to taste more tobacco and a light topping, you might want to try a European aromatic. So with that in mind, what do I smell? This is an American aromatic. And so when I smell it, all I'm smelling is that topping. All I'm getting out of it is this artificial cherry smell. It's not a natural cherry smell. It's more like a air deodorizer cherry smell. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of American aromatics.
Okay, so what do we think? Who is this good for? Who's going to like this blend? So first off, I think this is a great blend for a beginner, and I don't think that most aromatics are. And the reason this is a great blend is, number one, it's not going to bite you. No matter how much you push this, you're in safe territory. And you can pack it badly, and you don't have to dry it out. You can leave it wet. So all these potential pitfalls really aren't going to affect someone who doesn't know all that yet or hasn't had it perfected. Secondly, you do get that smell. It smells great. And then you do get the taste of what you smell. And that's probably the number one complaint of most people. It smells great in the jar. I puff out, all I get is hot air. Well, the reason is usually there's a flavoring spritzed on some subgrade burleys, and that's all you get. But there's other things going on here. That Cavendish is bringing in the sweetness. That's what it's supposed to do. Those Virginias are in there to give a little bit of backbone and a little bit of interaction with those burleys, so that yeah, you get the taste. But then there's some tobacco stuff going on, kind of under the radar there a little bit. In the end, I think a beginner would smoke this blend and say, hey, that was okay. I like that. I'm going to smoke this again. Rather than, oh my gosh, it feels like a blast furnace was run across my tongue. So yeah, beginners. Also, anybody who just likes aromatics, this is a good aromatic. If you want to taste cherry instead of tobacco, if you want some long-lasting flavor with good tobacco, well, this is a good blend for you.
The other part that is a plus is being a cherry blend, it does not get that hot feeling that I have with so many cherry blends and end up getting that horrible tongue bite.
I do kind of understand now why some people say this is a keeper. This is a keeper. This is a keeper. This is a keeper. Because I think in the end that Cult Blood Red Moon delivers on the promise of what an American aromatic should be.
I would change that slightly and say that this delivers on the expectation of what an American aromatic is. If it's done anything to improve on the American aromatic style, I would just say that the flavor is more consistent. There's no tongue bite in this. But what you're getting is a strong Cavendish blend with a heavy topping on it. You're not tasting the Virginias, you're not tasting, and I think there's Burleys in there, I think, along with the Cavendish. And so you're not tasting any of that. You're just tasting a strong topping that stays consistent throughout the burn, and the Cavendish. So if you like that kind of tobacco, you're gonna like this.
No question about it. The Colt Blood Red Moon does live up to my expectations. As a matter of fact, I've gotten several tins, and I added it to my cellar in a little journal I did when I first got this, and reviewed it just for myself and making notes in my little pipe journal. Generally at the end of each review, I'll put, is this worth buying again? Would I recommend it to others? And is it worth the cost? And for this blend, it's a yes on all three. Yes, I'd buy it again. Yes, I'd recommend it. And yes, it is worth it. So that's my take on Colt Blood Red Moon. I hope this is helpful to you, and look forward to seeing what you guys think.
This is a good aromatic. If you want to taste cherry instead of tobacco, if you want some long-lasting flavor with good tobacco, well, this is a good blend for you. I would also say, anybody who says, I don't smoke any aromatics, this might be a blend you might want to try. It will either confirm that you do not like aromatics at all, because this is probably the best one there is. It does what it's supposed to do. Or you might change your mind, but that would be up to you. I think that this deserves its reputation, and that's not a bad thing. Happy puffing.